What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Powerful Relationships. I am coming at you with kind of a different video, but it does matter for the way that you are going to come at your relationships and the way that you're going to come towards things in your life. And the title of this video is Let's Talk About Fear. That's the title, but let's do it. Let's talk about fear. First of all, subscribe to the email list, okay? Because right there is going to be my bread and butter in case something happens to this channel, in case something happens with YouTube, Google, Facebook. You never know, okay? Let me just take a quick drink right here. So I've wanted to talk about this subject, and if anybody is like a pretty avid watcher of my videos, I have mentioned this before in some of my other videos about like no contact, which basically I've been making videos on just that so far, but in the future I'll be making more videos about so the way that I like to teach things, since I have been helping other people, I like to sort of talk about one topic, come at it from every different angle, because not everybody learns the same. Not everybody can uptake information the same way. So I like to come at it from every single different angle so everybody can understand, and then still try to drive the point home as best as I can, because I am definitely not the type of person that learns the traditional way, aka the mainstream education system, aka memorization, and then test you on it later. People learn by practicing. People learn by doing, right? And yes, they give you homework assignments and all that bullshit, but I mean, like, as a kid, you're more interested in running around and imagining things than you are fucking going to school and sitting down for an hour. What the fuck is that? Anyway, somebody in the comments is gonna be like, you probably have ADHD. Fuck off. So basically, I like to come at all my topics from different angles so everyone can learn their way, and maybe that one time I say it that specific way, you'll be able to understand it. So you might hear me repeat a few things in these videos, and maybe it'll help some of you guys just to listen to the same information, because fuck, you'll eventually learn it. But anyway, what I want to talk about is fear, and what fear really is. So it's kind of hard to put a definition on fear, but when I mention it to you, how does it make you feel? When people are scared, they have like a heightened heart rate, they sweat. Like, it depends on what kind of fear. Like, there's like the anxiety kind, and then there's like fear that you're about to be murdered. Those are two different things. But I'm talking about the fear that you experience when you're trying to go through a change, or maybe when you start a new job. That kind of fear is what I'm talking about. Fear when you're running from a fucking serial killer is not something I'm experienced with, for one, and that is just different. Adrenaline kicks in and you get all fucking crazy. Your eyes like your pupils dilate, and then you're able to run for like fucking miles or some shit without feeling anything. Anyway, so the fear that I want to talk about is that when like that little bit of anxiety, like starting a new job or like anything like that. Going through a breakup is a good one, because you're forced to grow. So the reason I want to talk about fear is because I want to help you guys overcome fear. And I'm going to use myself as an example, because I didn't really feel comfortable talking to a camera, talking to myself. And it actually took a little bit of validation from a couple people in my life saying, you should do this. You'd be good at it. And then I made a few videos and it felt fucking awkward and weird. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll just upload it. And guess what happened? Nobody said shit. Nobody said anything bad. They're like, oh, cool. Like, you uploaded a video. Whoop-de-doo. And see, fear, you're just afraid that people aren't going to like you, or you're afraid of shit that is most likely never going to happen. Like a 99.9% chance that's never going to happen. So say you uploaded a YouTube video, right? On whatever topic it is, video games, relationship advice, dating advice, MGTOW, alpha male stuff, drawing, art, music, whatever. You're always going to feel like we're still in such a tribe mentality, and you're afraid that everyone's going to dislike you and sort of push you out. of like the mentality and like the mob what's the mob mentality. They'll like instill that on you and all this bullshit. And what's funny is when I released my first YouTube videos, people were like, oh, that's a cool idea. I never received any negative comments at all. And I actually so what I did is I tried to push my comfort zone even more. And I asked those people, hey, give me constructive criticism, put me on blast. I want to know exactly what you think about my video. Am I too close to the camera? Am I too far from the camera? Am I loud enough? Am I like, am I fucking ugly? Like, what the fuck do you think, right? And what's funny is when you face that fear, it completely evaporates. Do you think I give a fuck about making these videos anymore? Like, I'm on video number 39 or 40 now. And after video 2 or 3, I was completely fearless. So you literally have to face, I know it sounds so cheesy, and it's something that like your heroes in like movies would say, but you have to face your fears, but it's fucking true. So another thing that so if you actively do things that make you uncomfortable, like eye contact used to be huge for me, and now I find myself just like if I'm at work, because I still work a day job, like just a few times, like 2 to 3 times a week now, and like I sell phones. So right now that's what I'm doing, and then I also do social media marketing as well. And to do social media marketing, I actually had to do cold calling and cold emailing. That was scary because I was like, what are these businesses going to think of me? Want to know something? It doesn't fucking matter, because the way that I came across to them is I was helping them. Social media marketing, if anybody doesn't know, is when you approach a business or some sort of a business or a person that wants to sort of get their brand noticed. You go up to them and you say, hey, I'll run your Facebook ads for you, or Instagram advertisements for you, or I'll do this for you. And you can get some pretty sick retainers doing that, okay? So I'm working on growing that business as well as this one. So I'm doing 2 things at once, and then I have another YouTube channel. So I got a lot going on, and I did basically the number one thing that scared me the most was cold calling, cold emailing, and messaging people trying to get their services. And I'm still working on that. I'm still trying to grow that and still trying to do that. And then I also sell phones. So I'm doing multiple things. And what I found myself doing is now I look people in the eyes. And what's funny is when I look them in the eyes, they will look away, and I can tell who's sort of the stronger person in a relationship. So if a couple walks in, a man and a woman, and he's like, oh, this is my wife, we're trying to make a decision on 2 phones, 2 lines, how much is this going to cost monthly? And if I talk to them both, one usually takes over. Sometimes it's the guy, sometimes it's the girl. Whoever pays the bills usually speaks up first. But if I look them in the eyes and read their body language, I can automatically tell who has more power in the relationship. Okay? And a lot of the time, and it's not every time, but a lot of the time, one of those people looks so fucking unhappy. I can tell just by looking at them, especially when it's the woman who has more power than the man. Like he doesn't stand up for himself anymore. She probably embarrasses him in public. You know, shit like that. I actually had a woman yell at a guy in my store once. Kind of like emasculating him, and he just stood there and took it. I was like, fuck, bro. What? Wow. Anyway, so, and after I overcame that fear of eye contact, now I'll look people straight in their eyes and I won't look away until they do. And they kind of get like, why are you staring at me, bro? Like, especially when I look at them like this, because that's my resting bitch face, is like this. So I have to remember to like smile and make my face a little bit more loose, because I know that I have resting bitch face. That's the way I look, especially when I'm at work, when I'm doing fucking slave wage. I call it slave wage, it's not slave wage. Don't take that the wrong way. But that's what I call like 9-to-5 jobs, and jobs that like suck. You are literally working and crushing your soul. But it's definitely not slave wage. Don't take that the wrong way, okay? So it's like that, and it's like fucking terrible shit. So after that, I was able to now face even more fears and try to get myself even more uncomfortable. So I sort of try to go against what norms are. So like people started talking about fasting and stuff like that. Fasting is when you, in case somebody doesn't fucking know, it's when you go extended periods of time without eating, right? So I started a fasting protocol, And anybody that I told about it was like, that's so bad for you. But somebody said that and they're like fucking 300 pounds. And it's like, that shouldn't come from you of all people. But what, like, everybody's a fucking expert now. Like, and the thing is, what's whack is if it works for me, it can work for you. And people will give themselves they'll give themselves excuses to continue their shitty behavior and try to tell everyone around them that they're fucking wrong because they don't want to face their fear. And that's why I'm talking about fear. Because fear, it paralyzes you and it makes you make excuses for why your life is shitty. You have zero excuses for why you can't make money online or you can't make an extra income in these days. Everyone talks about they need more money. Gas prices are going up. Instead of blaming your government and everyone around you and the minimum wage not being high enough and all that bullshit, try to find a way to increase your income. When you go home from your 9-to-5 job, you still have hours to kill. I know you probably have kids and shit that you got to take care of, but you still have a little bit of time that you can do an hour a day instead of watching fucking Netflix and playing video games. I have a PS4 right over there, but instead of doing that stuff, I could be doing that right now. It's fun. When these videos are rendering and uploading, I jump over there for about half an hour and then wait till this is done and do this shit again. I produce more content than I consume. And I heard that from Miles Beckler. And Miles Beckler is a fantastic fucking marketer. And he's a fantastic guy. I never met him personally, but from what I can tell and the shit that he's talking about, you should go check out his channel if you ever want to learn how to make money online. He's starting to get into that a little bit more. But he's like my number one person that I follow, as well as another guy named Emeka Osai. Those guys. But anyway, going back to the fear thing, people don't want to face their fears. People don't want to try shit and learn how to do something in case they fail. They're afraid to fail. And what's fucked up is you will be paralyzed for so fucking long because you didn't try something. And what if that one thing worked? You want to know what worked for me first? Kindle publishing. What that is when you like publish books on Amazon, you make a little bit extra money per month. And what you publish these books on is non-profit, non-fiction stuff. So I still get checks in the mail from Amazon randomly here and there because of that. Still, like, I think 3 months ago, I got like a $400 check from what was it? Europe. So the way that Amazon's divided in their create space is the physical books. They have US, British pounds, and then European money. That's the way that they have it categorized. So you literally have 3 different ways that you can make income just off of one book. So people who buy it in the United States can buy it there, and then off the United States store, and then people who buy it from anywhere in like the European area. So like France, Germany, whatever, those countries, and then that will fall under the European. So I'll get that money as well, and then you'll also get money from the British pounds. So I got a random check for like $400. You know what that is in Canadian money? I'm Canadian, so it was awesome. It was an awesome payday. I had to wait 6 weeks to get it because of the way our fucking banking works, but it's still $400 in European, so it was like 600 something or whatever in Canadian or more. And it was amazing. I was like, holy fuck, like it was just random. I would just open my mailbox and there was a fucking check there off of something I did so fucking long ago. Like I did that once and it just stuck. See, and the thing is, most people don't even know about that. They're like, oh, like, how can I make some money? Like I gotta trade my fucking time. Trade your time once or twice and then that's the fucking way to do it. And that's what these YouTube videos are gonna be for. YouTube is so good for that because there's so many people watching YouTube and so many people watching Twitch and shit like that. So, and tying this back into fear is face your fucking fears. Do shit that you don't want, that you are not comfortable doing. So I always start with something small. So the way that I would do it if I were you guys, what's one thing that look yourself in the fucking mirror and start facing yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, what am I afraid to do? And then, so mine, with that way I started out was eye contact. So whenever I'd look at a girl that I was interested in, and women who know themselves and know who they're interested in, they'll read your body language and they'll immediately be like, no, or yes, you know, like girls have been attracted to me in the past. And then like sometimes they'll like fade away because I just obviously did not exude, like masculine body language. I might have said things, but actions and shit speak louder than words do, right? Do one thing. So I now I look people in the eyes as much as I can. Sometimes it's something that, like, when you learn something as an adult, sometimes you'll forget and like it won't stick. But once you do it a lot, you'll remember to do it, and then it'll get easier and easier. Then like, say you're a man and you're trying to approach women, so just look them in the eyes. Go through the malls and go through like public places and walk by them, and you actually, once you look people in the eyes, you can tell, after you've gotten some practice of reading people's body language, you can tell who's actually interested in you or not. When you walk by a woman and the way you're presented, she'll look at you and she'll smile, or like kind of like one of those, if she's like interested, and you can actually be like, oh hey, like, how you doing? What's your phone number? Right? Or, and like a woman who's definitely not interested or not available, sometimes women won't even look back at you because they're respecting their man and they're just not looking out at the men at all. They're just ignoring any masculine presence around. They won't even look at you in the eyes. They'll look at you for like a split second and look away. And that's how you know you can't approach them, or don't even bother, because it's a waste of your fucking time, right? But you that's something that you'll develop, right? So I look people in their eyes, and then you'll actually get this like kind of reaction out of them. They're like, and they'll look away for a second, especially if you're like, yeah, so like blah 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 blah, you know, you're having a conversation and you don't break eye contact at all. Then especially when you meet a woman for the first time and you do this, it's going to establish like this masculine sort of dominance, and you're going to definitely, like, it's going to be a very good thing. And that's one thing I want you guys to start practicing. Do that. Go out to the malls and public places and look people in the eyes. When that gets boring to you, start talking to people about random shit. And that's what's fucked up about our society now, because some people will actually go up and they'll be like on their phones, right? They're doing this because they're so afraid to interact with people around them. And they'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Can I just ask you a question? What do you think about men today? Men not being men anymore. You could literally ask that to any woman in like any coffee shop and just ask their opinion. And then you can be like, and just be like, I'm not going to argue with you or anything. I just want to know your opinion. And when you say, I'm not going to argue, or just tell the truth, when you say just tell the truth, they'll give their real opinion on it. And a lot of women will actually say, you know what? Like, I dated a guy once, and he was just, he just didn't stand up for himself. He got complete. He never went for his goals, like shit like that. And it's really cool what people will actually be willing to say to you if you just ask. So conquer your fears. I did. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm a normal dude, regular fucking guy. Okay. So you can do it too, and it's not hard. You just gotta you have to want to face the fear. A lot of people don't. A lot of people are so happy being comfortable instead of trying to push their boundaries and push their comfort zones. Like, how badly do you want a nice body? How badly do you want to, like, okay, when you eat, how do you feel after you eat a meal? Do you feel tired? I bet some people who are watching this video and get to the end of this video, because it's so fucking long, if you get to this far, if you're tired, that's a fucking problem. That's a fucking problem. You got an insulin problem, and you should fucking start fasting, and you should start cutting that shit out. Because I used to be tired after I ate a meal, and then I did like a 48 or 72 hour fast, and you don't have to do that all the time. But what you're doing is you're letting your body burn that up, and you're letting your insulin level come down to a normal level. But what most people do is they'll eat a big ass meal and then go fucking drink something that's still full of sugar, like I have right here. I'm not fasting right now, but what they'll do is they'll do that, and then they'll have like a fucking cookie, and then they'll have a chocolate bar. They're just eating so frequently instead of just letting your fucking body calm down and burn some fat, right? And then after I eat meals now, I don't feel tired at all. I feel tired if I don't have a good sleep. That's my problem. But I'm doing this stuff, so this was more of a rant video, but I just wanted to get this topic off my chest, because fear is one of the things that I want to help people conquer, is fear. Fear, you have nothing to be scared of. If you post a YouTube video right now that has decent content in it, post that shit and see the reaction you get from people. As long as it gets enough views, in your mind, you're probably going to think that everyone's going to take a dog shit all over your video. But 1 out of 100 people will say something negative. They're the ones who are fucked up. If you were to send me a video right now of an idea that you wanted to post online, I'd give you constructive criticism because I'm doing it myself. But I'd be like, this is what you did good. This is what you did good. This is what you did good, because I know how. But if you're a regular person, you'd be like, hey, what do you think about this video? I'd be like, oh, it's cool. Cool topic, man. Awesome. Most people that you tell shit to are fucking supportive. But the negative just stands out so much that you forget what the positive is, right? Fuck, that's it for this video. Get over your fears. Write them down. Write down what your fears are. Start doing the things that are opposite. Start doing those things to face your fears. And that will get you so much farther with women, with career choices, with your own body, mind, body, and spirit. And you got to start focusing on those things first to become the best version of yourself. All right, guys, done.